Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory Career Mode, and boy have we got quite the episode for you today. We will be finishing off our first season in the Premier League with this Grimsby Town side, to sit back, relax and see what happens in terms of if we win the league title, if we lose it, if we come in the top four. We're pretty much guaranteed a top four spot at this stage anyway. So, yeah, I don't think we can lose it. Theoretically, we still can. We can still be caught by points of Manchester City, Man United, sorry. But it would require us losing every game, effectively. So yeah, sit back, relax, and get ready for this game. I played the first one as post-com. The reason for that is because when I recorded this, I was actually watching the Super Bowl. So I recorded it late at night, so I couldn't necessarily do it as live com either, you know what I'm saying? It was like 1 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, not the greatest time to be playing FIFA, not going to lie. My game wasn't as good as it should have been, you know, if I was not tired. But still, we went into game, and you can see the Brighton side. We were actually using Brighton for our first career mode of this FIFA 19 year, so it's good to be back here, even if it is in the capacity of trying to take Grimsby Town to win the game against them over at the Amex. We named an unchanged side from what we have been playing recently, and Brighton actually were the side who got things going after the first half really was quite boring until the final few minutes when Brighton tested us a little bit. Sukasev there got in a bit of a mix-up, and Janko won the ball back, put the cross into Jurgen Locadia, whose header was well saved by McNamee to keep us at 0-0. And I was just sat there thinking, really, 45th minute, you're going to do this to me from the corner? I was saying, please clear this ball out. Luckily, we did get it clear, and we went in at half-time at 0-0 in a first half where literally nothing was happening. So, needed to try and change something up in the second, but we found Kubo, who found Weah through towards top scorer Shane McNeil for him to prod home with 15 minutes left on the clock. And at this point, I was loving it. I was like grinning from ear to ear. I was thinking, you know, it's not been a great performance, but the best bit is that even when we're not playing that well, we're able to just nick a goal. And even if it is with the toe poke from Shane McNeil. But then with 9 minutes to go, Tim Weah in the box gets the shot off. There's a block attempted in the middle of the box, and the referee comes running over to give us a penalty. Tim Weah goes down under the challenge. But I was sat there thinking, well, I got the shot off. So I was thinking, why is he pulled it back for the penalty? You know, I did actually manage to take the shot on, and it was actually a good shot as well. It was just saved by the goalkeeper. But we took the penalty, and we scored the penalty. Tim Weah doubling the advantage to pretty much secure us the 3 points here. Not too long left in the game, and things went well from game number 1. But that was all we had time for in the post-com section. We are now going to jump ourselves into the live part for the final part of today's episode, and it's a long one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, guys. Can't wait for this. So I'm told that if we win this game here, we will secure ourselves a Champions League spot, which is already brilliant for the first season in the Premier League. But I've been looking at the league table, and if you can see here, Spurs seem to have dropped more points. Like, I don't know what their result was, which we'll check right now. So we beat Brighton 2-0. There it is. We got a penalty in that game, quite lucky. Spurs, though, they lost to Burnley. Burnley, who were in 19th. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, especially at home as well. That's not a result that you hope for as a Spurs fan. Liverpool, on the other hand, are still in there, and they've played exactly the same amount of games as we have. And effectively, this is where it comes down to today, guys, because we take on Liverpool for this game right here, away at Anfield. So, should we get a draw, that would put us 3 games to play, and it would leave us with 8 points clear of Spurs, right? Should we lose the game, it will put Liverpool onto 35 and keep us on 71, meaning we will still be 6 points ahead with 9 points to play for. Should we win the game, not only will we secure Champions League football, we will pretty much secure Premier League title, is how this one goes. So, yeah, by all accounts, I believe if we beat Liverpool here, we're done. We're champions. However, it's not going to be easy because the slider settings the way they are and everything like that, we know how difficult this could be. And Liverpool are one of those sides that whenever I play against them, they always seem to up their game against me. I have problems against Liverpool, Man United, them type of teams. I'm generally speaking do okay against Man City, against Arsenal, against Chelsea. It's more Spurs, Liverpool, Man United are the ones that I generally speaking have an issue with on occasions. So, we're going to jump ourselves into this. All we have to do is avoid a defeat, and I feel very good about our chances. Obviously, if we win the game, I'll feel even better. I'm going to change up the tactics ever so slightly here, though, because offensively, I'm going to move it back down to balanced and play a bit more Wider in certain areas. Players in the box, going to up that again. Corner going to move down. No, corners I'll keep the same. Free kicks I'll move down. So press after possession loss I think is okay as well. Unless we use drop back. I could use drop back actually, because we could just try and defend here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try this tactic. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world by any means. We've got points to play with here, so it doesn't necessarily matter this result 100%, especially when we've got games to come later on as well. We've got Arsenal following this one, so that is, I guess, somewhat a winnable game should that happen. But Anfield is the stage set. The two sides are ready, and we are growing into game here for the opportunity of winning the Premier League title. Liverpool's lineup for today's game then. Alisson starts in goal. Taylor, Rudiger, Van Dijk and Telles as the back four. Into the midfield, they've got Chamberlain, Fabinho and Ziyech. And then up front, the front three is the usual suspects. Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane. On the bench, Solanke, Grujic, Vendel. Not too worried about their substitutes. It's more their starting 11 that's going to cause the issues for us. Especially with the two attack-minded midfielders in Chamberlain and Ziyech. And then obviously Fabinho holding it down. It's going to be interesting to try and obviously create chances today. But for us, we've gone with this. McNamee, Sukasev, Darfalu, Ramos and Marcelo. Pretty much the usual back four. Peterson and Alenia hold down the two midfield spots. In the midfield three, attacking-wise, it's McNeil, Kubo and Robert. Obviously, Van Bergen's still out injured, frustratingly. Tim Weah up front on his lonesome. And the bench, you saw it there. The boys, one task at hand here, and that is to secure the Premier League title. And on the other side of that is not to lose the game. But we'll see if that's going to work out. Van Dijk captains Liverpool. And he is a massively important player for them. We are on the way here. And time will tell how this one goes. 90 minutes of football coming your way. Best case scenario, we win. Worst case scenario, we lose. Okay scenario, we get a draw. I mean, the plan here is to just try and frustrate Liverpool into a mistake or something. As Weah's going to pick up the ball and find Kubo. Takefusa Kubo inside their penalty area. Kubo looking for the shot. Well stepped in, it was. Alenya's going to get the rebound though, and that's a great save from Alisson. It was Van Dijk with the initial block inside Liverpool's penalty area. And then Alenya brings it down with a touch. And on the weaker right foot, has an effort which is saved by the left hand of Alisson. And he sends it over the crossbar. What a stop from the Liverpool man. Certainly denies us a goal. And it possibly saved them in that regard. Where we put in this corner is the question. McNeil stood over it. Whips it in at pace. Alisson gets a big punch to it. And Liverpool look like they've actually got themselves out of a dangerous situation. But they run it into touch. And it's going to give us a throw in here. Unbelievably, we're not even ahead. I generally don't know how he saved that. It was a big opportunity for us as well in a game that we might not get many of. Kubo and Robert do brilliantly, and Robert will finish. Liverpool 0, Grimsby 1 at Anfield. When the pressure is on, we provide the goods. Get in. Think back to last season, guys, when it looked like we weren't going to get automatic promotion from the Championship. We fought so hard. And in the performances at the back end of that season, we were smashing teams left, right and centre. And that is a great finish from Robert. Somebody who is not going to be guaranteed a starting spot next season. Especially with Van Bergen coming back. And then also new additions that will come into the team in a transfer window. But what a goal he could have just got there for our side. If it means us heading on towards a league title win. But now it's all about Liverpool trying to attack at us with this drop back tactic. It's going to be so tough for them to break us down. And I've just actually taken him out there with Peterson. That could be a yellow card for him. As Alenia goes over to make the tackle. It is going to be a yellow card for our skipper. And after 30 minutes or so, we are now living dangerously with our CDM. Not a great card to pick up that. Free kick as well for Liverpool, which Bobby Firmino strikes. And McNamee catches. Oh, that's dangerous. That is really dangerous. I knew as soon as I stepped up with Sukasev that Mane was in. And Darfalu's going over. And Darfalu puts in a big challenge just on the edge of his own area to make sure Liverpool cannot find the chance. That was a brilliant moment from Darfalu there. And that's what we needed from him as well. Drop back tactics playing dividends right now. I'm not even going to lie. Liverpool are struggling to create anything against us. And it's probably that due to that tactic we've got on as Alenia edge of Liverpool's area. Trying a step over. Unable to get past Fabinho, so I didn't want to lose it. So we'll keep hold for now. Here is Peterson. Peterson to Kubo. Kubo looks towards Weah. Weah in the box of Liverpool. Tim Weah. Out comes Alisson, rushing him on the process. Wow. Wow. We could have been 2 to the good. Alisson keeps his side in this game again. 2 very good saves from the Liverpool man in this first half. And for them, it's about the struggle of trying to break us down. This drop back technique, this tactic has worked so well so far. Got players behind the ball, and Liverpool haven't been able to get that possession and find the pass they need to break us down. So at the break, it is Grimsby 1, Liverpool 0. There's going to be no changes at half-time, and we're going to go back out with the same lineup that we just had moments ago. And at the moment, everything is rosy for us. Peterson on the loose ball. Look at the space on the right-hand side as well for Chris Sukasev as he drives on the inside. Now finds Weah. Weah through to Kubo. Ooh, Kubo was in there. If only we could have actually hit him. And that's a great effort from Elena, who doubles Grimsby's advantage. At Anfield, Liverpool 0, Grimsby 2. Can you believe it? How about this, ladies and gentlemen? Kubo was in. I tried to find the pass. Instead, we lay it off to Elena, and he finishes it off with a brilliant left-footed strike towards that bottom corner. Liverpool defensively all over the place there, and Elena's made them pay with a fantastic strike. Grimsby are on top here as Elena pats the badge, and that might be the goal that secures this. Who knows for now? We've got to keep working hard, keep our head down and grind away and defend brilliantly like we have in this entire 56 minutes. We have defended so well. Probably the best defensive performance of the season, guys. Up there, certainly. And at the moment, Liverpool have not found an answer to this. And Peterson, again, look at him go. Look, we just want the ball more than Liverpool at the moment. It's really good to see from our captain there, fighting so hard to win that ball back. Tim Weah, look at McNeil on the inside. We found him. Shane McNeil with the effort now. Woo! Rising and rising over the crossbar. 22 minutes from time, and again, it could have been another one for us. Alisson, I think, had it covered. McNeil didn't quite catch the strike right, but still doesn't matter at this stage. Substitution for Liverpool. Ziyech off, Henderson on. I'm not sure about that change. They've got nothing going forward. We're winning everything today. And again, from Liverpool's perspective, they need to craft a chance. Ball over the top again from Liverpool as Mane will win the flick on this time in towards the penalty box. Chance for Liverpool, and Donald McNamee saves it. 2 minutes from time, and that's the best chance they've conjured up the entire time here. Big save. And there is another one. It's deflected. Put behind a late surgence from Liverpool, but it's not going to be enough here, I'm sure. Even if they get a goal back now, it's just going to be a consolation. Corner put in, and that's easy for our number one, who has the ball in his grasps here. And that should take us over the line, guys, and we should pick up the victory at Anfield. There is the full-time whistle that secures Grimsby Town the Premier League title. Gonna be brutally honest, before we kicked off today's episode, I didn't even realise this. But what a performance. This has arguably been the performance of the season. We kept them quiet all afternoon. Defensively, we're the best we've been the entire way through. And we scored the goals that counted. And when you look at the game itself, I mean, my goodness me, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, again, remember, we played around the slider settings. I struggled last episode to find my feet and find the correct play. But I tell you what, today, that tactic of dropping back worked wonders. The only chances they got were late on. And even then, they weren't even that great. I mean, look at the match facts. There wasn't a lot separating it. 6 shots, 4 on target for us, 3 and 3 for them. We took ours, they couldn't take theirs. Player ratings, Elena win man of the match. Not surprising, he had a phenomenal game in there. Even Ramos and Darfalu. Look at our back four, guys. 7.6 for Marcelo, 7.4 for Ramos, 8 for Darfalu, 8 for Sukasev. You can see why. These guys definitely earned their keep today, especially McNamee too. Unbelievable performance. Would argue that's the performance of the season. Frustratingly, it looks like we're not actually going to get to see us lift the trophy because it seems like Grimsby Town win Premier League title, and that's that. So McNamee sat alongside me. Premier League in our hands for the first time ever. I don't quite know how we've been able to do it on ultimate difficulty the entire way through. Added sliders in after like the 20-something game. And since then, we've just been able to grind out results when we've needed to do it. To be fair, let's face this fact. We're going to look at the standings real quick. Let's have a quick look. You'll see what I'm talking about, right? Cardiff, Burnley, Huddersfield in the bottom 3. City in 10th. Having lost more games than they've won this season. Not ideal. Arsenal in 8th. Again, you'd expect better. 7th for Everton. 6th for Chelsea. United in 5th. Leicester doing very well for themselves up into 4th place. Fair play to them. Liverpool in 3rd. Spurs 2nd. But when you look at some of the points that Spurs and Liverpool dropped, that is where the problem lied. You've got to remember as well, we have lost the same amount of games that Spurs and Liverpool have. But they have drawn a considerable more than we have. If you take that out and take that into account, if Spurs obviously hadn't drawn 11 games and Liverpool hadn't drawn 12, this would have been a lot closer. You know, at this point, there's only the draws that are separating us effectively because we've actually won our games rather than drawn. We've lost the same amount as them. We've just won more of the games that they've drawn. So that's the difference, really. They've dropped points in games that they shouldn't really drop points in. We've done it a fair few times, but not quite as often as they have. You know, we've done it in losses, not done it in draws, pretty much is where we stand. And I think if you look at the results against big teams for us as well, I'll quickly take a look at that. Let's take a quick look, actually, at the results against the top 6 sides as they sit at the minute. So, obviously, Liverpool just then, we beat them 2-0. So, that is already a victory against one of the top 6. Following on from that, we had, where is the next one? In fact, it'll probably be easy for me to show you in the calendar, right? So, the top 6, Chelsea, Man United, Leicester, Liverpool, and Spurs. So, we need to find out these results. So, effectively, over 10 games, beat Liverpool 2-0. United, we lost 2-0 too. So, 1 win, 1 loss against the big 6, as they are currently. Chelsea, we drew 0-0, 1-1-1. We lost to Spurs 1-0. So, we've won 1, drawn 1, lost 2. Following on that, we then took on, where is the next one? Spurs again, which we won 2-1. So, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats so far against the big 6. Leicester here, having beat them 1-0, 3 wins. And then Liverpool back there, having beaten them 1-0, 4 wins. Chelsea again, 1-1 draw, 2 draws. So if you look at that, Man United as well, you know, 1-0 win. So looking around, guys, if you look at our results against the big 6 sides, we've actually won more games than we've lost. We have lost 2 along the way. We've got Leicester on the final day, actually, so we've still got that to come. We lost 2 against the big 6. We've drawn a couple against the big 6. We drew twice with Chelsea, but we've won. That's the big thing. We've beaten some of the big 6 sides as well. 4 games, 4 wins in the 6s. So, yeah, you can see how we've managed to go on and do this. Obviously, I know for you guys sat at home now, you're pretty much looking at this and going, how on earth have Grimsby Town won a league title in the Premier League for the first season in a row in their season? I don't know either, to be honest, but I can't really change what's happened, obviously. I tried to make it more difficult with the slider settings and such, which we definitely did, because the game's got a lot more tough for me to play. But ultimately, that performance right there against Liverpool, on the same slider settings, with the way we changed our tactics, that has to just pay dividends to the way we've adapted, I guess. So I'm proud, thrilled, happy to have won it. But this is where the work only begins, because now, not only do we have the Premier League to contend with, we've now got the Champions League next season. And let's face it, squad depth-wise, not exactly in a great place, are we, in terms of this? So, things are going to get very interesting at the beginning of next season. And in fact, I don't think I even need to play the rest of these games out. I could pretty much sim the rest of them, because we are crown champions. So, I might actually go ahead and do that. Possibly. We'll see. So, because we got 2 away games first, and then a home game against Leicester, I'm going to sim the first 2 away games, and we're going to finish the season off with a home game at Blundell Park to kind of crown ourselves off as champions in many ways. Unfortunately, we don't get to watch us lift the league title because we've already gone past that point. We're going to skip through. A 1-1 draw. Shane McNeil scoring his 15th for the season. Yes, Shane. That's unreal, actually, getting a result against Arsenal, especially away from home too. That is actually very good. Did Spurs drop more points as well? And now into another one. Shane McNeil has scored again for his 16th now. 2-2 draw. Goals from McNeil and Kubo, but McNeil picks up an injury. That's going to be annoying because I wanted to play him in this final game here. Hopefully it's not long. Please just be a couple of days. Please just be a couple of days. Player injured. 7 days. It's too long. He's not going to be back for the game against Leicester, which means he won't be able to play him. Well, it's not the end of the world. At the minute, though, he is the top scorer in the Premier League. You can see there with 16 goals to his name. So, if Bobby Firmino scores on the final day, I don't know who it goes to. But then again, if he scores 2, it'll be his. Because McNeil's not going to get to play this game, I don't think. Unless I could possibly put him on the bench and bring him on. Maybe he'll be fit enough for that. Taylor Phillips and Hugh Rose want out of our youth academy. So we'll go and sort out those contracts in just a second here. I'm not sure if we are going to give them both contracts, but we will see. Where are they? Hugh Rose. CDM, 5'9", 55 rated. I'm going to release him. Taylor Phillips, right midfielder, 57 overall, 75 to 89 potential, not the quickest. I'm going to go also release him. Not interested. There we go. Right. Final game for you all of this season then. Live from Blundell Park. It is going to be Leicester City taking on Grimsby Town, the champions of the Premier League. It's mad to even say that. Van Bergen trying to get back. But McNeil, sadly, he's out. He's not going to play a part in this final game here. But we'll have him next season, so I'm not bothered about that too much. Left-hand side, we will put Dwight Gale. In fact, let's move Kubo out to there, and we will play Janssen up front. But Wyatt is actually chasing a golden boot as well. Oh, it's such a difficult decision. Let's start Wyatt, and should I need to bring him off, we will. We've got a decent bench, a decent starting 11. The result is largely irrelevant here. 3 contracts to sort out before the end of the season as well. Darfalu, not Shane McNeil, Mitchell Van Bergen, and then finally Sergio Ramos. They are the contracts we need to sort out come the end of the season. So we'll see if we get enough money to be able to do that. But lastly, it's time for the game, guys. Let's enjoy our football as we end off what has been a memorable league campaign and get ready for what is going to be a very tough, long season next season. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, jeez. It's going to be, I can't wait, but at the same time, we're going to have to buy very well in the window for us to actually make a massive impact next season in the Champions League. I think, honestly, going into that, I would probably happily take, like, just getting out of the group stages and trying to compete in the Premier League, if we're looking at it realistically in that one, because, you know, it's going to be tough. And we are off for the game then, guys, as Tim Weah already finds Kubo on the right-hand side. Takefusa Kubo driving. Oh, brilliant run from Kubo. Pulls it back towards the edge of the area. And it was Tim Weah who got the shot away after a really nice move. Why did he keep it in? I wanted Dwight Gale to run away from the ball. I was holding down my analog, telling him to run away. I wanted the corner. But for some reason, he kept going towards it. Kubo trying to turn away. Oh, Takefusa Kubo. He's just so good. Unfortunately, though, I've messed up the cutback. But Kubo is something else, man. Peterson. Alenia. Driving still in towards the box again. Leicester City struggling at the moment to keep us out of this area. Ball put in and it's going to be headed out for a corner. We are in complete control in this opening 10 minutes here as we put the ball in towards the head of Gale, towards the head of Darfalu as well. I think in the end it was Darfalu who got the final touch. Peterson back to win the ball back instantly though. And we will find Chris Sukasev on the right again. Sukasev still finds Cox. Cox with a volley. Oh, it's off the post. Half volley it was, in fact. But it's come back off the woodwork. What a start to this game. Piling the pressure on Leicester. No goal, though. Kubo. Sukasev. Brilliant. Chris Sukasev, though, needs a better ball than that. But it's bounced back out towards Kubo, who's trying to fake shot round and getting towards the box. It's well dealt with by Leicester. At the minute, though, Marcelo on the loose ball. Looks towards Alenia. Alenia towards Cox. Can't squeeze it onto the left foot like I was trying to do. Thought for a second if we did that was going to be the goal. As we do find Ethan Cox again. Cox, look at Gale. Dwight Gale's in. Dwight Gale for 1-0 to Grimsby. And he finishes it off with ease. What a finish into that bottom corner from Dwight Gale. I tell you what, this season, Dwight Gale's finishing has been on point in certain games. He loves finding the bottom corners. And that's another one right out of the top drawer on his left foot. Lovely, lovely stuff from Dwight Gale. Cox with the assist. I mean, there you go. Bang. Straight into that bottom corner, courtesy of the post. Leicester City have been on the back foot for the majority of this first half. We just didn't take our chances, and I felt like it was going to be one of them games where we had to do everything but can't take the chances. And unfortunately for them, we have got one, and we've taken it this time. Leicester, though, looking for an instant reply. Good football up towards Gomez. Now Diabate, you're going to find Gomez again. Going to be dangerous if they can get the cross in. It's put in towards a mixer. And that's a poor header back towards a teammate as Cox picks up the loose ball and drives forward at Leicester. Weah trying to get through. He is also chasing a golden boot as well, Tim Weah. If we can get him on the end of one of these balls and find a finish, we cannot. But it's come towards Gale, who puts it back in. That was a horrific shot from Tim Weah. And it nearly actually worked out when Gale tried to put the rebound back in. But it comes towards Weah's head again. And between him and, I believe, Sergio Ramos, it's ended up going out of play. Quick 1-2 for Leicester, and they're in as well. Can Ramos come over and stop this attack before it progresses? He can. That is a brilliant tackle from Sergio Ramos. Look at the defending on show today. I'm one of these people, guys, that does love a bit of defending. I'm not going to lie to you. I do value defending. I think it's good in football. And I tell you that right now. Today, defensively, we have been on fire. Great tackle from Sergio Ramos as we feed Rodney Janssen. Janssen driving into the area. Got a few players at the back post, and looking at one is Peterson. Oh, what a strike from Shane Peterson. And it would have been great for the skipper to get a goal, wouldn't it, as well? You know what? He's probably going to captain the side next season when Ramos leaves. And that would have been some finish as well if we'd have got that. Caught on the counter with Leicester City, and we nearly made them pay for it. I tell you what, defensively, I feel a lot more confident with this drop-back tactic. I've only just found it out because of Ultimate Team, but I tell you right now, this is feeling good, this drop-back tactic. Time in there trying to get on that ball, unable to do it. But that's going to end off, guys, our first Premier League season as champions of England. Not the biggest point tally in the world to win the title. Certainly not the lowest, I don't think. I'm going to actually research that. However, I am proud of the way my team has performed. Nobody coming into this season would have expected Grimsby Town to win the Premier League title. Absolutely nobody. And they've done it against all odds. However, things get harder from here, like I mentioned. You know, we play Champions League football next season. We then go into that one without much squad depth. I don't know what the budget is going to look like for the next season, because we are still waiting for that. And it seems like we are going to actually get to watch the trophy presentation at home here. This is a nice surprise. A little bonus. Shane Peterson, the young Scotsman, touted for a very big future at international level with Scotland, is going to get his hands on this trophy. For all you Scottish people out there, this guy's for you. I can't wait to see him progress. I'm going to actually maybe try and get as Scotland manager as well, see if I can actually use that. But there is the trophy in the hands of Shane Peterson. Let's enjoy the celebrations. There we go, guys. Dwight Gale strike. The only difference then between the two sides there. Very close game. Liverpool drop points at Arsenal. Or at home, sorry, I say to Arsenal. And here is how the final league table looks then. On the final day, we defeated Leicester City. And we're going to check out some of the results, actually, just to see what was going on during that one. Liverpool 1-1 with Arsenal. Spurs dropped more points, drawing with Southampton. Another poor result for them. United dropped points as well to Cardiff. This is exactly what I was talking about. You know, the draws are just so prevalent between the sides that were challenging with us. It's pretty mad. City, after their poor start, climbed their way back up to 9th place, redeeming themselves somewhat. But it's still a pretty bad season by their accounts. Huddersfield, Burnley and Cardiff go down to the Championship for next season. And that is how it sees it out then. So, we won the league, having scored 79 points. Now, I know for sure that that was actually a little bit more than what United had when they won the title back in 1996-97. They won it with 75 points. We have won it with 79. Having said that, though, United in 2011-2012 ended up finishing second with 89 points. And they didn't even win the title. So we got 10 points left and we won less than we won the title in this one. So that's kind of crazy to see. Couple of awards being given out. You can see as we go through this, I need to just very quickly check to see what's happened. So, player of the competition went to Jota. Interesting. As we won the league title, had the golden boot, had the goalkeeper of the tournament with McNamee winning that. Golden boot went to McNeil for 16 league goals. Team of the competition went to, I think, a lot of us. Yeah, McNamee's in goal. We got Marcelo left back, Darfalu, Ramos. I'll be expecting to see quite a few names in here from us, to be fair. The entire back four and the goalkeeper is us. Shows you, doesn't it? Kubo made it in as well. Sensational season. Peterson in there. McNeil in there. Weyer in there. Chelsea's Hazard and Roberto Firmino are the two players that stop us having all 11 players in the team of the competition. That is mind-blowing. Holy moly. FA Cup winners. Who won the FA Cup? We'll see that. I know it wasn't us. Everton. Everton won the FA Cup. Fair enough to them. So I'm going to quickly check to see who's joining us in the Premier League next season from the Championship. And then we'll sim to the end of the season, guys, where we will see how much our budget is for the next season. So the sides coming up then. Stoke, Newcastle back in the big time. And then obviously one of those four from the playoffs. Fulham, Bristol City, Leeds and Nottingham Forest are the four sides that will fight it out in the playoffs. But for now, guys, I'm going to sim to the end of the season, and I will see you all in just a second. So we've just been given the money for winning the Premier League, guys. And as you can see, we've got 190 million profit. That's ridiculous. The budget, for the most part right now, is not looking too grand. So my first port of call is to go ahead and try and give Darfalu a new contract. He's the first one that I have to try and negotiate with. So we're going to delegate the renewal at 54,135. But Darfalu is here again for another season on a new contract. But that is all the budget already gone. So I can't even offer anyone else a new deal, pretty much. So Mitchell Van Bergen and Ramos could well leave for free here. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Ethan Cox is still giving it a big one about not playing. Did you see how many times he played this season? In fact, that reminds me, I need to show you the stats of the players before we actually do go into next season. He's giving it the big one again. Talking absolute nonsense. You know what? I'm running to the end of my tether with him. I might actually sell him. Minami made the most appearances this season. 38 in the Premier League, not missing a single game. Kubo didn't miss a single game either. Scored 12 goals and 10 assists in the process along that as well. Peterson, all 38 games played for him. 37 for Weah. Sukasev with 36. McNeil with 36 and 16 goals too. We got Darfalu making 37. Ramos making 36. Marcelo making 35. Alenia making 32. Van Bergen making 26 before his injury. Cox made 28 Premier League appearances. He made more than Van Bergen and 4 less than Alenia. And he's given it the big one. And he's actually less rated than Alenia. Stop talking nonsense. Guendouzi making 25. Gale making 23. Robert with 20 to his name. Gale actually scored 5 goals as well. Timon with 11. Janssen in there with only 7. Yeah, I'm not sure about Rodney Janssen, to be fair. Oxford making 3. Bartley making 1. Janssen's not piping up, is he? Janssen stayed quiet. So why does good old Ethan Cox feel the need to pipe up and start talking rubbish? Max Jackson making 4. McCullers making 2 appearances too. Watson 2. Jesus 2. Dozzle 1. And then we get down to the guys that never even played. McGuinness on loan at the moment at Benfica. Rejoins us, 73 rated. We've got Hughes at 63. Broa at 67. Remy Canyo. Excited to get this guy back. 67 overall at the moment. Silvera at 63. Allen at 66. Rose at 66. Moran at 62. Voss in there as well. Growing pretty nicely too. Brennan growing very quietly. We got a fair few as well. We got a couple of players out on loan too, I believe. Still to come. Yeah, Reed. And there is one, of course, you got... Wait, where is he? Where's the other Ethan? Oh, sure, there he is. He went to Leicester, didn't he? And he played 5 times for Leicester. Not bad. Here we go, then. It's time to end off this season and embark on a new challenge with Grimsby Town, which will take us into Europe. Now it's time as well to see what our budget is going to be and what you guys will have the decisions to make upon, obviously, because... most likely, it'll be you guys suggesting the signings that we go for, unless there's players in here that are actually, obviously, game generated that I want to bring in. But for the most part, we need to think about how we're going to actually progress next season. It's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be one that challenges us, and it's going to be one that we have to work very hard in order to get the season off and running really well. I think ultimately, we have to accept a top 6 spot in the Premier League and just say try and get out of Europe. But in many ways... the board is going to be what determines what we actually have to do. If they turn around to me and say they want us to finish in, challenge for the title, then I have to, otherwise I lose my job. So we'll see what the board reckon once we jump into this new season and get into it in just a few minutes. Unfortunately, guys, some bad news is Sergio Ramos left the club, couldn't give him a new contract. Mitchell Van Bergen's left the club, couldn't give him a new contract. So both of those guys have gone. We're into the new season, guys, and our budget stands at a massive 100 million. So that is what we have to work with. Now, obviously, the first thing I want to do... all right, then, guys, we're here for the new season, and our budget stands at a massive 100 million, or just short of it. But the first thing we need to do is to try and go back to get the free agents in. Mitchell Van Bergen being one of them. We don't want to let him go for free, so I need to go find him first. I can actually scout this guy. Why not? See what he's saying. The thing is, I'm not sure they're going to get played that often. It's more about I want to just make sure we don't lose them. And while scrolling through, looking for the new players, you know, sorry, not new players, Sergio Ramos and Mitchell Van Bergen, who I'm now actually going ahead and allowing my assistant to have a few talks with to try and get them back at the club. I found two really good-looking centre-backs. First up, João Felipe Rodriguez Lima with a 4-star weak foot, 6'2", and also Logan Doyle from New Zealand, 6'2" again. Both guys look really solid. So I'm going to go ahead and try and sign both of these young 19-year-olds and see what's going to happen in regards to bringing them in. Because if we can get them in, I probably don't need Ramos back, in all fairness. So he wants rotation, which maybe makes me think he's kind of in the 75 rated sort of position in terms of overall. Wages, if he's only wanting rotation, I'll say 40k a week, pretty much. Is a fair result for that one. Yeah, he's a fair offer. He's happy with that. The question is, how good actually is he, though? So I'm going to sign both of them, because worst case scenario is that they're not that great and I have to do a little bit of work in the training system with them. But Logan Doyle also is somebody else I'm looking at. New Zealand centre-back. You don't get many good New Zealand players coming through, so it's quite good to see another one sort of in here. Question is, where's he actually been? Has he run out of contract with someone? Maybe that's why he's here. I don't know, but we'll say important. First team player, which he is happy with. We might have to give him a little bit better of a contract than we gave to the other guy then. I'll say about 50. Sort of disregard the release clause and offer about 50k a week. That should do the trick, which seems to be okay. And yeah, he's happy with that deal. So there we go. 2 new signings already in, both on free contracts. And this is going to where we end the episode off once we've checked out both of these guys quickly. And I'll let you guys decide what comes next. So Darflew obviously is going to start for us. We've got McNeil coming back from international duty pretty soon. So Doyle's 76 rated, 90 jumping, 86 sprint speed, 87 strength, 76 heading accuracy. Like I said, if we do a little bit of work to him, we can get him up pretty nicely. And we've also got Rodriguez Lima as well. 87 jumping, 84 sprint speed. Similar stats, same scenario. We can train him up and get him really, really good. So both of these guys for 19-year-olds look very good indeed. And I'm quite intrigued to see. So Doyle can come in and partner Darflew. And I think that's the way we would do it. And then just train up Doyle. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching it so far. And thank you for watching the series and always liking the videos. I really appreciate all of your support. We do have just over £99 million to spend. So if you want to suggest any players you want to see join us here at this club, then go ahead and leave them a comment down below. And I will check through them for the next episode. But I have to scout this guy. Hang on a minute. Contract expiring in 12 months. What a beast he looks like as well. I think I found a new player, guys. Michel Ferrari, playing for Venezia, 21 years of age. Whew, he looks actually sensational, not even going to lie. And he's technically classed as world class. Oh, that could be a big signing. I'm scouting him. We'll see what comes back. But for now, guys, thank you all for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, like it would be greatly appreciated. Like I said earlier, thank you for your support as well. Leave your comments down below. 5-star skill moves for Ferrari. I'm going through next episode. You guys know that. I'll just wait for the scout report to come back first. And until then, guys, I want to say have a great week, whatever it is you guys get up to. And this might be a double upload today. I'm not entirely sure. I do have training later on tonight, so we'll see how time constraints go. And I've got to drop somebody off at the hospital, so we'll see what happens regarding that. But until the next video, guys, thank you all for watching. See you all again soon. Adios.